Welcome to sunny Devon. Today we're out on the Tiger. Going for a little blast down the motorway, bit of dual carriageway to get onto the side of Dartmoor. I'm going to go across the moors and then back home again. Nice little hour long ride just to blow the cobwebs off. Unmarked police car, tell by the boxes on the roof. Well, this is an introduction into the Triumph Tiger 800 XCa Gen 3. Bought this to supplement the Daytona, as well as something that was a bit more comfortable, long distance, a bit easier to ride, and something that you could actually use more of its power. Daytona being an awesome bike, but you just can't use the full amount of power on the roads. It accelerates too fast, corners too hard, and unless you're going to ride a bit like a knob, you can't use all of its power or potential. It's got cruise control on it, so you can quite happily cruise along 70 mile an hour, no hands, which when you've got a long motorway slog to get somewhere, it's amazing. There's a second Explorer, well, first one was a Tiger Explorer 1215, and this is the second one. Went for the 800 for a smaller, lighter bike. The 1200 was just a bit big and heavy and a bit boring. But I used to commute around 450 miles every weekend on that bike, up and down the motorways of the UK, and it was amazing. The cruise control and the comfort riding position with all the luggage, could load it up, ride until the tank was empty, 3-4 hours later, fill up, carry on riding and not sink twice. Oh come on, fucking hell, there's nothing there. Guess that bloke doesn't know where his fucking throttle is, does he? Oh, I don't know the speed limit through here. Well, that's the thing with the 800, it's 94 horsepower, it's more than enough power to pull away there. It's a big heavy old girl. I don't know the exact amount, it's around the 200, maybe 210 sort of mark kilos. So it's a big heavy girl, 94 horsepower. It hasn't got the most power, you compare it to the big sports touries that are putting out, 150 horsepower. But the upright riding position is easy to throw the weight around. Because you sit on top of it, you don't really notice the weight. The feels quite low down, being quite a tall bike, and obviously the engine being around your feet. So it handles the weight well, and as you can see back there, pulling away at that junction, with the car, it was taking its time. That wasn't even full throttle. I think I was in second, maybe third gear. And for the road, more than enough power. The downside though of an XCa with the spoked wheels is tyre selection is quite limited. And I wanted the XRT, I think it's called, the top of the range road version. Yeah, the XRT. But couldn't find one that was the right price and mileage, so ended up with the top of the range off-road one, which some say is a better bike, has more stuff on it. It comes with crash bars on the side, comes with the aluminium skid plate. But the downside is with that 21-inch front wheel, tyre selection is very limited. Wanted to put a set of the Michelin Road 5s on, like we've just put onto Roxy's SV650. However, Michelin don't make a 21-inch front wheel in the Road 5. You get a 19 in the Road 5 GT, but not a 21. So ended up with a set of Pirelli Scorpion Trail 2s. I've got to say they're pretty decent. I've taken it up to the car park and I've been with my leathers on, and I've had my knee on the floor. You know, so if they're grip enough that you can have your knee on the floor, you know, that's good enough for me. Well, here we are, actually on the moors now, or on the edge of it anyway. That's the last of the towns until we get to, somebody's crashed there, until we get to Moreton Hampstead, which will be the turnaround point. And at least this point it's all 60 mile an hour through all of here. I've only ever done this road once in the opposite direction, so it's not a road I know at all. So very much going to be riding on what I can see, and that's quite tight. Very much riding on what I can see. And that's tight as well. And you'll see for a big girl how it still handles pretty well, you know. And a little bit of trail braking into the corner and accelerate. Out. It's all well and good going around a corner at 60-70 mile an hour, but you've got to be able to stop in what you can see. And unlike you see on all the American videos where they're out in the deserts on all these canyon runs that they do, where it's all, you know, you can look across and you can see where the road goes, you can see the traffic. They're quite wide roads. You know, here in the UK, all the roads are built up. You've got all these hedges down the side. You can't see around them at all. Couple of boy racers coming through there. You know, you come through a bit like this on the wrong side of the road at 60. You know, the downside of the fact that this isn't a sports bike is the brakes are nowhere near as good. And also the fact that with it weighing, you know, I think it's about 50 kilo more than the Daytona. When you pull hard on those brakes, you do notice that extra weight trying to slow it down. You know, you can't expect a bike that's good for long distance touring, comfortable, with nice soft suspension, although it is set to being a bit firmer, to handle the same as a sports bike. You know, that's the whole reason for different styles of bikes. Well, now we're past that car, we can actually start making some progress again. It is difficult for cars to get through on bits like this, you know, single track roads. It's a bit harder for them. Well, here we are in Moreton Hampstead. Only just cleared that car. And well, Moreton House. This is Moreton Hampstead. So this is our turnaround point to head back into town. There's quite a nice road through here. Done it a couple of times, but I wouldn't say I know it particularly well. The problem is with all these roads, they all look the same. Unless you ride them regularly, quite easy to get a bit confused on what corner you're on what road, because everything is tight roads with green edges. Looks like they've just repaired that bit. And here we are, you know, on the wrong side of the road. Again, nice and tight, but can't see a thing around the corner. trail braking, at least you can see around this corner, but there's shit all over the road and power out and up. Use it from twist the wrist. Once the throttle's open, it continuously and evenly rolled on throughout the rest of the corner. That's sometimes a bit difficult on the, when you can't see. Oh, now we've got two cars in front. It'll be difficult to get past. I know this road doesn't really have much passing places, and well, he doesn't even have a wing motor out, so that shows how much attention he's paying. Back in before that cyclist. Well, that was 65 then, you know, that's speeding ticket without even trying on a country road. And that's what I mean by 95 horsepower is more than enough. Nice bit of trail braking in, easing off, crack the throttle, roll it continuously out. Same again, trail it in. That's wet there. Oh, little skid on the drain cover there. So I took it easy into that corner. That's a wet wheel. Some old boys. Oh, an old boy. Oh, stuck behind a tractor. Well, I think we'll pick this up once we get past this tractor, because we might be here a while. We're back onto another single track, and the suspension, this WP suspension on this Tiger just eats up all the bumps in the road, even when it's set to the sport setting. That on the Daytona through there is absolutely back-braking you at every single bump because it's so firm. Well, this is us coming off the moors now, back into, I guess you'd call civilization. It's slow down for that 30. A little ride through town and then back home again. So well, I hope you've enjoyed the little blast on the Tiger across the moors. Hopefully you've enjoyed the little trip across Dartmoor. It's probably where most of the videos will be, Dartmoor, the southwest, as the name suggests, along the coastline up to Sidmouth, Lyme Regis, West Bay, just name a few places, and then down Cornwall sort of way on weekends when it's good weather. So hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.